Hi, my name is Nicholson Johannes, and I am presenting on the future of chemical engineering. This is for Technical Communications 2. So just a quick little outline. I'm going to talk about why chemical engineering has a bright future, and then I'm going to support that with the a bit about diverse career choices and the employment outlook and potential salaries, and then a little bit about how AI affects chemical engineering. So why chemical engineering? The future is bright. A lot of people would assume that a chemical engineer is someone that just works in a lab all day with a white coat on, mixing up chemicals, but that's not entirely true. There's a lot of modern problems that require a chemical engineer to work on. Is This can range from so many different varieties of work. It could be designing plants or, solving medical problems. Just there's so many different applications that a chemical engineer can work in. And a lot of their work requires them to consider the environment. There's a rising concern for pollution today, and a lot of their problems they have to take into consideration how it might affect the environment. A lot of their work is working with teams. Companies can work together to solve problems. Maybe one company designs parts and they need these parts to work in their system. So a lot of companies will collaborate. And lastly, the work is very rewarding. It's challenging, but you can get that sense of fulfillment when you make something that contributes to making the world a better place. So here's just a quick little overview of some of the industries in chemical engineering. I have a list of some companies over here, and a lot of these companies here deal in many different a large spectrum of things that they do. So BASF is one of the world's largest leading chemical companies, and they do so many different things. They make plastics and system processes. They're all over the place. And then you see here ExxonMobil and Dow Chemical, they're dealing in gas and petroleum, and their headquarters are here in America. So there's so many different things. There's also pharmaceutical, automotive. Automotive is heading towards fuel efficiency and electric vehicles. So there's a lot of opportunities there. Chemical engineers can help design batteries for electric vehicles. And then there's even like agriculture and food processing. We need to design new pesticides that are safe for the environment because all these parasites and bugs, they develop immunities to pesticides. So we have to create new ones. So a lot of opportunities. And then here's just a quick little overview of the employment in America and the United States here. As you can see, chemical manufacturing is at the top of the list, and that can deal with a lot of different things. That's just, maybe a company makes cleaning products or, there's a company that makes soaps, some things like that. There's just so many different chemical companies that are manufacturing products, and they need chemical engineers to design these processes and a lot of other things too, like architectural engineering. That's the second thing on the list there, and that can deal with like manufacturing a plant, helping to design a plant that chemical engineers are required to make a safe process for something or an efficient process, make it cost effective. There's also opportunities in research and development, and the list goes on and on. Petroleum and coal, those are also really big ones. In the United States, though, there's some really good, there's a big variety of places that you can work. Texas currently has the largest employment rate, but that's mostly because of their oil and gas industries there. But there's also a lot of other opportunities elsewhere. As you can clearly see, it's all over the country. California, Washington, Michigan, Colorado, it's everywhere. So you can find opportunities for work everywhere. Michigan has Great Lakes Water Authority. That's a company that provides clean water for millions and millions of people across Southeast Michigan. And then DTE is a power company here based out of Detroit. And then if we go a little south into Ohio, there's Cleveland Cliffs Steel Plant. They produce and manufacture steel products. So it's just so many opportunities everywhere you look. And here's a little bit about the employment outlook and salary. So the job outlook is promising. There is a 3% rise over the next 10 years, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and that's among the average rate. So it's not decreasing. There's always going to be a need for chemical engineers, and there's an estimated 1,100 new job openings per year in that span. So not only is it expected to grow, the pay rates are very promising, with the average in the 50th percentile making an annual wage of right around $120,000. And even if you are in the top of the field, you can make upwards of $200,000 there. And then lastly, I want to talk about how AI is affecting chemical engineering. Chemical engineering is a complex field. AI is really great for crunching some numbers, and it's good for, simplifying things, but it can't solve these complex judgmental calls that engineers are required to make on a daily basis. So how AI would shape chemical engineering is it would be more used as like a tool to work alongside chemical engineers, help them free up some more time, get them off of those number crunching tasks and free them up to make more judgment call tasks, you know. So it's really not taking over as long as as so much as it is going to be used to work together. And then also, one thing to keep in mind with AI is that AI does require energy to use. So if a company switches to AI and they're using AI 24/7, they're using a lot of energy, and that can be very costly. And then expanding on that, the energy usage of AI, roughly 1% of the world's energy related greenhouse gas emissions are from AI usage. So there's that to keep in mind. We don't want to be using too much AI because it can definitely have an impact on the environment. Thank you very much. So I tailored this presentation to really show that there's a lot of opportunities out there for people. They just need to know where to look. And um, it's also like safe from AI takeover, not well, a lot of career fields out there, maybe like computer engineering or just a lot of writing or programming careers are being taken over by AI. And engineering careers are fairly safe for now. As AI progresses, it might change, but in the current state of AI, engineering is a very safe career path. AI can't quite make these difficult decisions, so I wanted to kind of reassure people that it's not expanding at like an exponential rate career, but there is openings, and it's definitely a challenging career path, but I wanted to ensure them that it is a safe opportunity. You don't have to worry about AI stealing your job. So that's it. Thank you very much.